So welcome. Namaste. Come to find a nice, stable, comfortable, and supported seat in your chair. So allowing the chair to support both the left and right buttock bones evenly, and some portion of the thigh. And allow the thighs to flow freely out of the pelvis, watching that the knees might not roll out or knock inward. Right underneath the knees, you want to plant the feet. And as you plant the feet, bearing the weight on the center of the heel and across the toe mounds of both feet, inner edges parallel to one another and the toes on the same line. And draw the hands together in prayer position in front of the heart. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. And do that again. Deep breath in. And if you haven't already, allow your eyes to close. The upper eyelid is simply resting on the lower eyelid. Turn your attention to your breath and very gradually begin to grow your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. The slower you inhale, the deeper you inhale. So relax and draw in a nice, slow, smooth, steady, even, and easy, sweet breath. And release the same. So exhaling, slow, quiet, gentle, easy breath. And when you grow into a comfortable rhythm, then for just a few breaths, turn your attention in particular to the exhalation. And as you release that deep inhale, notice the body's natural response. Every single exhalation is accompanied by a downward and inward flow of energy, or apana vayu. So as you exhale, let your tail grow just a little heavier. On your next exhalation, any amount, relax the abdomen and the shoulders. Don't try to mirror your breath to my words. You keep breathing at your own pace. Slow and deep in, slow and quiet out. And on your next exhale, soften the space between the eyebrows, allowing the forehead to grow broad and smooth. And relax the skin at the temples. And while the lips remain lightly touching, as you exhale, separate the teeth. Let the low jaw go flat. Feel the weight and volume of the tongue resting in the low jaw. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, scan the body. Do all of that again. Sit down and soften. Don't lose what you've established with the intimate connection to the exhalation, but expand the consciousness now to also include the sensations and details of the inhalation. So as you take that smooth, easy, deep breath in, notice the body's natural response. Every single inhalation is accompanied by an upward and outward flow of energy, or prana vayu. So as you inhale, allow the rib cage to float up out of the anchor of the pelvis. Very subtle. On your next inhale, lift the sternum from the bottom to the top. There's buoyancy in the heart. Then bringing your awareness to the base of the back of the skull. On the next inhalation, lift that up away from the dropping down of the tail. Sitting down and sitting up, both with equal measure. Then as the thumbs rest at the center of the sternum, on your next inhalation, expand to the ends of the collarbone. So stable and steady, buoyant, spacious and tall. We'll sit quietly in one another's company and observation of the breath for just a few moments, noticing how this breath is different from the last. And after your next deep inhalation, as you exhale, tuck the chin, bow just the head. Taking a moment in this gesture of humility and reverence to surrender the wisdom of the brain to the wisdom of the body. Surrender the ego to the heart. And call the heart forward to be what guides you in your practice with the intention of meeting yourself with compassion, patience, and respect, however you show up. We'll seal those intentions by joining our voices in the sacred sound of Om. Inhaling as the head floats up. Om. Blinking the eyes open and release the hands. Release the arms all the way down so that they're cascading down toward the earth by your side. Turn the palms to face away, and as you inhale, reach the arms out to come up. And as you exhale, reach the arms out to come down. Harness the power of the breath to help move the body. Inhaling, prana lifts the arms, and exhaling, apana delivers them gently down. So you're marrying the movement to the breath, going at the pace of your own breath. If your pace and my pace are different and you find that distracting, just close your eyes. This time when the arms float up, bring the hands right together in prayer position and exhale down the midline of the body. And then inhale, pierce the sky with the fingers, and exhale, reach out to come down. Inhale, reaching out to come up. Hands into prayer position, slide down the midline of the body. Inhale, the fingers rise up, pierce the sky, and exhale, reach out to come down. One more time, just like that. Good, pause, and then turn the fingers down, and inhale, reach out to come up. Exhale, reach out to come down, palms together, fingers point down, fingers point up. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, out and down, palms together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, slide down the midline of the body, fingers point down. And inhale, reaching up, hands into prayer position. Exhale in front of the heart, fingers point down. Inhale, reach out to come up. Exhale, hands down the midline of the body. Fingers stay pointing up, and inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach out to come down, palms together. Turn the palms down. One more time. Inhale, reach out to come up, and this time pause. Drop the tail, soften the shoulders, harden the elbows. So the arms might be wide or forward, depending on the mobility of your shoulders. It's okay, doesn't matter. Let them go wherever they go, but reach up through the fingers and relax the shoulders. And then lift the gaze to the space between the palms, and lift the heart to the space between the palms. And imagine the baby elephant sitting on your lap. And as you inhale, stretch just the left side up, and exhale to neutral. And inhale, stretch the right side up, and exhale to neutral. So as you reach up, equally piercing the chair with the buttock bone, have a strong, stable foundation. Know where you're stretching from. It's more important than where you're stretching to. So coming in and out on your breath. If it's stressful for your neck to keep the gaze lifted, just look forward. The last thing we need our yoga practice to teach us is how to struggle. So let it be reasonable. And inhale, take both arms up, look up, reach up, extend up, keep extending to come forward, and then rest the forearms, elbows on the thighs. Stretch the sternum and the crown forward as you drop the tail. So as you drop the tail, gently draw the belly in and up to firm the abdomen, not make it rigid, and certainly not to clench the jaw. Lift the sternum. Press down in the feet, and as you exhale, extend the arms across the horizon. If this is too stressful for your lower back, then you might extend one arm at a time. Good. Soften the jaw. Lift the sternum from the bottom to the top. Expand from the core to the periphery. One more nice deep breath. Sigh it out and inhale, rise up, lifting the arms. Exhale, lower the arms down, and inhale, reach the arms out and back to come up. Nice big circle. Marry the movement of the breath. Inhale to lift the arms, and exhale to gently deliver them down. The next time that the arms come down by your side, pause. Inhale, take the arms forward, and exhale, reach out to come back and down. With the intention of maintaining stability in all of the body parts that are not moving, and mobility, freedom of movement in the parts of the body that are moving. Good, and then pause. Bring your hands to your waist. Use the muscles of the waist to walk yourself forward in your chair. So yes, there'll be some rocking, but trying not to use momentum, but the muscles of the core. Sit at the very front of your chair and bring the feet, shins, knees, legs right together. And once again, release the arm. Turn the palms away and inhale, sweep the arms out to come up, hands into prayer position right in front of the heart once more. Lift the sternum from the bottom to the top, squeeze the legs together and pitch forward halfway, just like we were doing a moment ago. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, turn to the right and see what it would take to get the left elbow maybe to rest in the space between the knees or the outside of the right knee. You might find that to reach the knees is too challenging, so a block at the knees could be very helpful to close the gap. Whatever position you find yourself in, keep the right elbow buoyant, squeeze the legs together, drop the tail, and stretch the sternum and the heart and the crown forward so that the left ear is in line with the big toe. So watch if the torso wants to sway off the axis of the midline, gazing just beyond your fingers. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift that right low belly up. One more nice deep breath, and as you exhale, spin the left back ribs under. Extend the crown forward. Pause. Nice, slow, steady breath. And then turn the posture over to the arms and the legs. And any amount, without losing the integrity of the shape of the pose, soften. Soften the belly, the chest, the shoulders, the neck, the throat. One more nice deep breath. Sigh it out, little smile. Squeeze the legs together for stability, and then unwind. Stay pitching forward halfway. One more nice deep breath. Sigh it out, relax. And then coming over toward the left. We're not the same side to side, so come slowly and then find the optimum placement for that right elbow, whether it's in the space between the knees, on a block, or to the outside of the left knee. Either way, it doesn't matter. Keep that left elbow buoyant, stretch the sternum forward. Now turn your attention to your feet for just a moment and see what happens if ever so slightly you push the earth forward with your feet. This is subtle. And then what would happen if you drew the earth towards you with your feet? And what would happen if you just press straight down? And then decide based on what you feel, which one of those efforts, energies, is most helpful. Stretching the crown, the heart, the sternum forward. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift the left low belly. Inhale, extending the spine. Exhale, spin the right back ribs forward. Gaze beyond your fingers. Watch if you're leaning or shifting and what it would take to get the right ear in line with the big toes. Find your optimum shape. Take a deep breath and exhale, soften into the shape. So not always in the doing stage, but in the receiving stage. Letting the arms and the legs do the work of holding you here so that you can soften and find any amount of additional mobility in the spine. One more deep breath. Sigh it out, a little smile, and then release and pitch halfway forward. Exhale, extend the arms. So squeezing the legs in, drop the tail, draw the belly in and up. This is not for your jaw. So if you find that you're clenching your jaw, you need to make an adjustment. How can you use the feet to support the pose? Press down, draw the earth towards you or away. Relax the jaw. One more breath and inhale, rise up. Good. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release just the left arm. Squeeze the legs together. We're strongest when we compact the energy into the midline. So imagine that you have 5 gallons of your favorite flavor of ice cream. Good quality ice cream is going to weigh about 20 pounds. And that's in your left hand. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let that ice cream pull you over. And then use the muscles of the right waist to inhale to draw you back up. And exhale, lean over. Stay rooted in the right buttock bone, and inhale, rise up. Notice how the arm goes with the torso as a unit. It's not wandering about on its own. Refining by spinning the left back ribs forward, lifting the sternum from the bottom to the top, taking the right shoulder back, and any amount, turn the heart or the gaze up to the sky. Good. And the next time that you lean over, we'll pause. So 20 pounds of ice cream pulling you over, rooting down in that right buttock bone and stretching the fingers away from there. Stay for one more glorious breath. Use the muscles of the right waist to pull you up, and inhale, sweep the left arm up. Pause, soften the shoulders, squeeze the legs together, and release the right arm. Reach up through the left fingertips as the left buttock bone pierces the chair. So your second favorite flavor of ice cream, because it's always hard for me to choose just one, it's about 20 pounds. So imagine 20 pounds pulling you over, and then 20 pounds of resistance as you draw yourself back up with the muscles on the left side of your waist. So we're using these muscles to pull the rib cage back in, spinning the right back ribs forward, take the left shoulder back, lift the sternum. It doesn't matter how far you go, but keep that left buttock bone rooted down. And then the next time that you come over, we'll pause. If it's a challenging shape for you, just keep coming in and out. To sustain the shape requires flexibility and strength. So spin those right back ribs forward, lift the sternum, drop the tail, maybe gaze upward. Take one more deep breath, side out, a little smile. 20 pounds of resistance as you rise up, and then inhale, sweep the arm up. Good. Take one more nice deep breath. Exhale, arms across the horizon. So as the palms face upward, it's easy to find that rotation of the upper arm, which makes the upper chest buoyant. So we want to keep that expansion and buoyancy of the upper chest even as the palms face forward, even as the palms face downward, and even as the palms face backward. So at some point, the head of the humerus is going to want to roll forward. So notice when that happens, and then that's your edge. Keep squeezing the legs together gently but succinctly. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, sweep the arms back and find the back of your chair. It will be a different experience if the hands are low than it is if the hands are high. So you find your optimum placement. Sitting at the very front of your chair with the heel of the hand at the back of the chair, we're going to exhale and push the back of the chair away. So really firming the triceps muscle, the muscle that straightens the arm. And as you do that, squeeze the shoulder blades together, drop them down, and press them forward into the ribs so that you find tremendous lift in the sternum and expansion of the collarbone. Watch that the shoulders want to roll forward, and ask what it would take to take them back. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, hang from your fingers. So the shape of the pose doesn't really change much at all, but the sensation changes entirely. So as you hang from the chair, again, watch that the shoulders want to fall forward. Lift the sternum. And as you hang, the back legs of the chair want to lift. So you might try pushing the earth forward with the feet to keep the back heavy and rooted. Good. One more nice deep breath here. And then again, on the exhalation, push the back of the chair away. So now the front of the chair gets light. So you might try pulling the earth towards you to keep the back or the front stable. Good. Nice, slow, steady breath. Constant isometric pressure pushing the back of the chair away. Not with all of your might, but maybe 50, 75, 85% of your effort and energy. Not to exhaust yourself, but to build strength. One more deep breath, sigh it out, and then hang from the fingers. So lifting the sternum, this time as you hang from the fingers, gently tuck the chin and let the head drop. So how far you let the head drop depends on whether you have cervical stenosis, osteoporosis, detached retina, glaucoma, recent eye surgery, vertigo, or migraine headache. There's your medical minute. Those conditions are contraindicated to letting the head hang. So you might just let the head come forward to be a natural extension of the spine, or keep it lifted. That's yogi's choice. Good. One more nice deep breath here. Sigh it out. And inhale to rise up. Pause just for a moment and feel what you feel. And then heel toe, walk the feet apart. Letting the legs go as wide as you can comfortably manage. And then whatever direction the kneecap points in, that's the direction that the toes point in. And that's to make sure that the medial and lateral ligaments of the knee are stretching evenly, no undue pressure on one side or the other. And then heel right underneath the knees. So we're going to come into some more twisting. So the left arm is going to act like a ramrod, not to push the knee back or force you into a shape, but to keep the knee from collapsing inward. So we have external rotation and abduction. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, turn toward the right. We'll come in and out as a way to warm up the body and give the body an opportunity to tell you what it's capable of today in this direction of movement. And trust that your body is not lying to you. So as you turn, you want to lift the rib cage up and turn the whole rib cage as a unit. So we're turning from the ribs, not from the hips. And watch that you're not leaning or collapsing. And then the next time that you turn, we'll pause. So lift the right abdominal pillar and lift the left kidney. So not leaning, bearing the weight evenly on both buttock bones, sitting tall. Keep the turn, and then as you exhale, extend over the right leg any amount, and inhale, rise up. So don't lose what you've established with the turning, but then add the extending. And the left arm is just to keep the left knee in place, not to try to wrench the belly into a shape you're not ready for yet. It does help so that you can soften the muscles of the belly and the chest, and then there's more mobility when the muscles are relaxed. The next time that you extend, we'll pause. So turn and extend and pause. Draw that right low belly back. Spin the left back ribs under and lift the sternum from the bottom to the top. And stretch the crown and find stability in the legs. Really use the muscles of the legs, and maybe you can inhale to stretch the right arm out, and maybe not. And if you feel very stable and strong in the core, you might stretch the left arm out as well. So we're turning, extending, and pausing. We're holding the shape, but not the breath. The stability and steadiness in the body, freedom of movement of the breath for one more. And then as you exhale, release the hands if they're not already, and come out the same way you went in. Lift up from the extension and unwind and pause. So it's really important when you go to the second side of any posture that you take a moment to appreciate that we're not the same side to side. Our yoga practice brings us closer and closer to a state of balance. But when you come to the second side, it's important that you don't act as if you're picking up where you left off on the first side. So the right arm is going to create that nice post, and we're going to begin to turn to the right, or to the left, excuse me. Nice and easy. Sit tall, balance the weight in the buttock bone. So establish your foundation. And then ascending up through the crown, turn on the axis of the tall spine. Engage that left abdominal pillar and the right kidney lifting. And the next time you turn and you feel like you have a nice shape, pause. Balance the weight between the buttock bones. And the right arm is to keep the right knee from collapsing inward, not to wrench you into a shape that you're not ready for. And then coming in and out of the extension. Stretch the sternum forward, extending your heart beyond the knee. So not leading with your chin and not letting your heart recede. Keep what you've established with the turn and then add the extension. And when you feel like you have a nice shape, pause. Use the feet to lend the strength of the legs to the support of the pose and drop the tail, draw the belly in. And if it's reasonable, extend the left arm. Good. And then maybe you can extend the right arm as well. But if it causes you to clench your jaw, hold your breath, or come into what I call the divine quiver, that's the body's way of telling you that you're trying to do too much. So all you have to do is back off, maybe just a little, but maybe a lot. One more deep breath, sigh it out with a smile, release the hands if they're not already, and then come out the same way you went in. Release the extension and release the rotation and face forward. Good. Inhale, stretch the arms up and grab that imaginary baby elephant that's hovering over your head. So holding onto a baby elephant, it's not made of helium, it's made of baby elephant stuff, so it's really heavy. And then bend the elbows, but don't let that elephant crash down onto your crown. So hold that elephant here and drop your tail and walk your feet in until you feel very stable in the pelvis, and lift the left heel and lower it. And then the right heel and lower. And hold that baby elephant. So it's super cute and really heavy. So going back and forth, lifting the heels, maybe lift both heels. Pause, maybe lift one foot right up off of the ground and then the other. And it doesn't matter if it's just enough to slide a piece of paper under. If you lift it, you lift it. You're engaging the muscles. And then you come as high as you can manage. One more time to each side. Drop the tail, lift the sternum, draw the belly in and up, not rigid but firm, and pause. We're going to add the upper body. So we're holding that baby elephant. We're going to come over to the left, elbow and knee, maybe meet, and inhale to rise up. You're bringing the baby elephant with you. So just when you thought your ice cream was heavy, over you go to the right. So you have to contrast the left waist to come up. Good. And to the left, the knee and the elbow may or may not touch. It doesn't matter. But we're leaning and squeezing. Nice, strong core to protect our low back. One more time to each side. Exhale as you squeeze. Last one. Good. And release the heels down and let that baby elephant be made of helium. Let her go and exhale to release the arms down. Good. Heel toe, walk the feet in one more time. Use the muscles of the waist. We definitely have alighted those muscles now to sit back to the middle of your chair. Good. And stomp your feet and swing your arms. Get your heart rate up. Start to loosen the joints. So hammering the heels down, that percussive action will help build bone strength and ward off osteopenia and osteoporosis and stimulate the health of the white blood cells that live in the marrow of the bone. In swinging the arms, get the heart rate up, disperse the energy created by the big muscles of the low body, and help to move the lymphatic fluid. The invitation is coming to go for 1 minute at double time, seated or standing. If double time is too much, you might just try standing and marching in place, or you can stay seated. It's up to you. If you stand up, you can go run around your house or just march in place or run in place, whatever you like. All the while breathing through your nose. It's going to get very tempted to do some mouth breathing as the heart rate goes up, but resist that. Let's go at double time. Soften the jaw, a little smile. Get your heart rate up. It's just a minute. And if you don't make it for the full minute, that's okay. Go back to half time, but don't stop moving. And then maybe there's enough time to go at double time for a couple seconds more. Relax the shoulders. Stay with it. Be calm. Few more seconds. Good. Good, and half time, well done. If you stood up, come back to your chair. You want to feel the front of the chair at the backs of your legs and sit down. Keep stomping. That's it. The next time that the left leg pops up, grab hold. You can hold on behind the thigh or in front of the shin. Use the arms to draw the knee toward the heart. Elbows in and down, sit tall. The right leg maintains stability. Point the toes and flex the foot. We'll go back and forth. Point and pause. Put a magic marker on your big toe and draw a slow circle type shape. Go slowly, use muscle strength, not momentum, and feel everything. Notice the shape, sound, sensations, and then change the direction and see what happens to the sounds and the shapes and the sensations. And pause, point, and flex. Keep the flex. Bring the hands behind the thigh if they're not already. Use the arms as organs of action to help lift your heart. The left leg, or the right leg, excuse me, really leans its strength to the pose. So try pushing the earth away, pulling it toward you, pressing straight down. And as you exhale, push that baby elephant away. And inhale, draw the knee back in and up. And exhale, push the baby elephant away. So hugging the muscles in toward the bone of that left leg, nice and strong. So we're not kicking the baby elephant, that would just break our foot. Imagine the pressure at the heel of your foot as you push the leg with the resistance of that imaginary baby elephant. So again, your baby elephant could be way down here by the floor or closer up to the ceiling, it doesn't matter. Maybe you can do one or two without your hands and without clenching your jaw. Good, the next time you extend, pause, holding or not, but squeezing the muscles in, sitting up tall, soft jaw. Good, and then hold on with the left arm and extend the right arm to the right. And as you inhale, take just the left leg to the left. And exhale, bring it in. And inhale, extending. And inhale, bring it in. Now, in reality, your knee may be bent somewhat or a lot. Your leg may be low. You might use your strap. If you have a strap on hand, put it right on top of your heel. The next time you take that left leg to the left, whether it's bent or straight, doesn't matter. Flex the foot, sit tall, stability in the right leg, and maybe you can release the left arm for a moment or two, and maybe not. Good. And then holding on, if you're not already, bend the knee and bring it back into the midline and lower it down. Good. And pause. Take a moment to feel what you feel, a lot of dynamic energy. So we want to build a container strong enough to sustain strong pranic energy. Good, and stomp your feet and swing your arms. Here we go. Sit tall. So really rise up through your crown, sit tall. Hammer those heels down, swing the arms, get your heart rate up. And you know the invitation is coming. You don't have to accept the invitation. It's just that, an invitation. So you could stand up and march in place, or double time seated, double time standing up. Let's go. You can run in place or run around your house. Breathe through your nose and relax everything. Just a minute. If you don't make it for the full minute, that's okay. Go back to halftime, but don't stop moving. Almost there. Stay with yourself. Well done. If you're standing, come find your chair. Feel the chair. Sit down. Keep stomping. Sit tall. When the right leg pops up, grab hold behind the thigh or in front of the shin. Use the arms to draw the knee toward the heart, elbows in and down. Left leg stable, adding its strength. Point the toes, flex the foot, go back and forth. The next time you point, we'll pause. Put your magic marker on and draw your slow, circle-y type shape. Go slow. Use muscle strength, not momentum, and notice the shape. Could be a shape that the universe has never seen before. And then change the direction, see what happens to the shape, sensations, maybe sounds come or go. One more. Good, and then pause, point, and flex. Keep the flex. Hold on behind the thigh if you're not already. Use that left leg for stability, and exhale, push the baby elephant away. Inhale, draw the knee back in and up, and exhale, push it away. So personally, I find that if I push the earth away with my left foot, it adds lots of strength. Hugging the muscles in toward that right leg. Maybe you can do one or two without your hands, and maybe not, doesn't matter. The next time that you extend the leg, we're gonna pause, hold on behind the thigh, sit tall and stretch the left arm to the left. And as you inhale, take just the right leg to the right. And exhale, bring it back in. So again, in reality, it may be low, you may be using your strap around the heel, may not go very far, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you look like, it matters how you feel and how you treat yourself when you get to your edge. The next time that the leg goes out, any amount, pause. In reality, the knee may be bent, the leg straight, and you might have to hold on with that right arm. It's okay, but if you can release the right arm and sustain the shape, try that for a breath or two. So that way you're not holding your breath. And then hold on if you're not already, and bend the knee and bring the leg back into the midline and release everything and pause. Going to work into our warrior series in the chair, and then we'll come up for some standing poses. So in the warrior series, you might find that a prop will be very handy to support the knee. The prop that you use is determined by the length of your leg and the height of your chair. So put the prop somewhere over toward the left side. The prop is going to move to meet your knee, and then we'll turn to the right. So as you turn to the right, you still want to be seated on the chair and as much of the length of the thighs as you can fit onto the chair. And then holding on with your right hand, and take the left hip and the left thigh free of the chair, so no chair there. And then let that left leg slowly go down, and then maybe back some amount. So wherever that leg goes, that's where you want to bring the prop to meet your knee. So it's not about getting to the prop, but bringing the prop to meet your knee, wherever it is. So the prop is mobile. And then as you release that left knee down into the support of the prop, draw the left outer hip forward. So this is the right height for me so that my pelvis is level. If I didn't have the prop and I was reaching for the earth, I'd be overstretched here and collapsed here. And if the prop was too high, I'd be contracted here. So you want to find just the right prop to help you. Bring that left outer hip forward so the pelvis is facing forward, and inhale to sweep the arms up. Pierce the earth with the knee, pierce the chair with the buttock bone, and pierce the sky with the fingers. Good. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale, hands into prayer position in front of the heart. Lift the sternum. Separate the palm of the hand so just the fingertips are touching. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, leading with the right elbow, turn back and inhale to face forward. And exhale to turn. Rise up in the crown and keep the gaze at the horizon, and watch that you're not leaning. So imagine a magnetic plate at the crown of your head and the ceiling is made of metal and you want to raise the spine straight up. And then one time you turn, if it feels good, pause. Create a scissor action between the right foot and the left knee, scooping the tail under. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, extend the arms. Go from the core to the periphery, and from the periphery back to the core. With every breath, exhaling, extending energy out, and inhaling to draw it in. One more. And then exhale, bend the elbows, fingertips touch, face forward. Keep that left outer hip coming forward as you turn toward the left. So don't let the left hip go back with the elbow. So really rising up, lifting the whole rib cage and turning from the ribs any amount. And if it feels reasonable, one time when you turn, pause. To sustain the shape requires strength and flexibility. So if this is a challenging shape for you, just keep coming in and out. But if you can sustain, exhale and spread the arms. Good, take a deep breath in, sigh it out, turn. So the belly is going back from the left to the right and the ribs are turning toward the left. And then release the left hand to the left leg and turn the right palm up. And inhale, reach out to come up, sliding the left hand down, comfortable. And then exhale to the horizon. Inhale, reach out to come up, and exhale to the horizon. So looking at your right hand as it's moving across the sky, any amount. Lift your heart. So watch that you're not collapsing in the low back. Lift up. Doesn't matter how far you go. And then maybe pause for 3 breaths or keep coming in and out if it's a challenging shape for your body. And then right back to the horizon, stretch the arms. Bend the elbows till the fingertips are touching and exhale to unwind. Hold on to the back of the chair and use the hand to help you bring that thigh back forward. And then sit in the chair the way that it was intended to be sat in. And take a moment to pause and feel what you feel. Noticing. Notice the difference between the side that has been touched in a particular way and the side that has been touched in a different particular way. And then we'll begin to construct the shape on the second side. So the prop is just sort of vaguely going over to the right side. It will move to meet you and then turn to the left. Sitting in the chair so that the chair is squarely supporting both buttock bones. And that will depend on the shape and size of your chair, of course. And then take your right hip thigh free of the chair and hold on to the back of the chair with your left hand and gently, slowly. We're not the same side to side. So you want to go slowly and let that right leg, hip, inform you what it's capable of. And then move the prop to meet your knee. So again, in reality, your knee may be here. It just means that your hip flexors are tight. So we really want to work at stretching them, but not overstretching them. So once you have found your optimum shape, you're going to draw that right outer hip forward, squaring the pelvis to face forward, and inhale to stretch the arms up. Pierce the earth with the knee and the foot. Pierce the chair with the buttock bones. Pierce the sky with the fingers and the crown. Soften the shoulders, but harden the elbows. Reach up. Create that scissor action as if the knee and the foot would come together without clenching the jaw. One more breath. Hands into prayer position. Separate the heel of the hand, and as you exhale, turn toward the back of the chair. Come in and out, warm up the body. So very stable in the low body, heavy, firm, stable, so that the rib cage can float up out of the pelvis and turn from the ribs, the whole upper body buoyant, free, spacious. And then turn and pause. Find your breath, settle down, and as you exhale, extend the arms. Maybe not. Reach the arms as far away from one another, keeping the upper back broad and the upper chest broad. Oh, deep breath. Sigh it out. Exhale, fingertips touch and face forward. Keep that right outer hip going forward, so don't let it go, even as the elbow goes back, coming in and out. So lower body maintaining stability, steadiness, the sthira, and the upper body free to move with grace and ease, sukha. And then one time turn and pause. So create that scissor action to draw the right hip forward, and then exhale to extend the arms. Breathe, extend, turn, find your breath. And then release the right hand to the right thigh, turn the left palm up, and inhale, reach out to come up. And exhale, reach out to come down. So coming in and out, nice and easy. Doesn't matter how far you go, but don't collapse in the low back. Really lift from the heart, so don't just collapse back. Reaching up. And if it's reasonable, then you can sustain the shape. Otherwise, keep coming in and out. And then the arm takes you into a gentle back bend, lifting the sternum up to the sky all the while. One more nice deep breath. Inhale, rise up and stretch the arms across the horizon. Turn. Fingertips touching. Exhale to unwind and release. Hold on to the back of the chair and use the hand to draw the thigh forward. Sit in the chair the way that it was intended to be sat in. Sit all the way back. Take a moment, put your prop to the side. Yeah. What does it feel like to inhale deeply in this position? What does it feel like to exhale completely in this position? Good. Staying seated at the very back of your chair. Make the knees hip distance apart. And in yoga, we're not talking about these hips. But if you put your hand on your waist, you can find that bony prominence there. It's your frontal hip bone. You want your knees and your feet and that wide apart. So a block can be very helpful to inform your body, either in the inner edges of the feet or in the inner knee. The inner knee is particularly helpful for this next movement where we're going to come to standing, to squeeze the energy in. When we squeeze energy into the midline, we're strongest. So we're going to go down in the heels and up in the crown. So it's inhale to take the arms up to exaggerate that upward energy, down in the heels, up in the crown, and firm your buttocks. Drop the tail, firm the buttocks, relax the shoulders, the heart and the elbows. And then as you exhale, the knees go forward, and shift your weight towards your heels, and slowly and quietly sit back down in the chair. So use the block as you see fit, between your feet, between your knees, or not at all. But watch that the knees don't wobble in and out. Down in the heels, up in the crown, firm the buttocks, drop the tail. One more time, knees forward, hips back and down, and then release the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come to stand up. Firm the buttocks, release the arms, hands to the waist. Drop the tail, firm the buttocks, lift the kneecaps and lift the toes. Spread the toes. Let the toes stretch forward and float down. And then find your big toe mound and begin to lift the heel and lower. So you want to watch that you're not coming up on the little toe. Come up on the big toe mound, coming in and out as you need to find the stable purchase so that maybe you come up and you pause, lifting the heels high, tail heavy, rising up through the crown. And then if you feel stable, take the arms up and then down in the heels and then down in the arms. Good, come to stand so that your chair is to your left. So you want to stand about in between the front and back legs of the chair, and the chair is right there so that If you need it for balance or stability, let your arm find it a couple of times so that your muscle memory is there. And then hands to the waist. And inhabit the inner edge of your right foot. So find that right big toe mound like we just did and peel the left heel up. Hold on to the chair as you need to. Keep the hip going down as the knee flows up. We did this seated just a moment ago. And then you can use the hand to guide that left knee to the left, just like we did a moment ago, seated, and then the foot comes to the chair. So watch that you're not too far back or too far forward. Optimum to have the knee right over the ankle. And you want a series of 90-degree angles, vertical stability on that right leg, and 90 degrees between the right leg and the left leg and the left thigh and the left shin. So the tendency is the left waist wants to shorten. So see what it would take to go down from the left buttock bone. And then the back of the hand to the inner knee, again, not to wrench you into a shape, but to keep the knee from collapsing inward. So we're going down from the left buttock bone, turn the belly from the left to the right, and we'll take the right arm up. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lean toward the left, a shape that we were already in when we were seated. You can come in and out, but you want to spin those right back ribs forward so the hand against the knee can help you find a little bit of leverage. Lift the sternum from the bottom to the top, drop the tail, and turn the heart up to the sky. Gate pose. Find your breath. Settle down. Drop the tail, firm the buttocks. Lift up. One more nice deep breath. And inhale, rise up. And exhale to release the arm. Hands to the waist. Find absolute stability on that right leg. You might need to use the chair to hold on. Lift the heel and then lift the toes, flex the foot. Bring the knee into the midline and float it down. Pause. Take a moment to just settle into this neutral mountain pose. Now we're going to inhabit the inner edge of the left leg. The chair is right there if you need it, and take the right toes forward. Just the leg goes forward. So don't let the torso go back and the hips go forward, just the leg. And inhale, a half circle, take the leg back, and exhale, a half circle to bring the leg forward. The temptation is going to be to bend the leg as it goes back. Don't bend the leg. Don't worry about how far you go, but really standing on the inner edge of that foot to rise up so that the body is tall and light. And then the right toe might touch only in the front and in the back, or it might be touching the whole time, drawing a crescent moon on the earth. Either way, it's okay. And if it's coming along and you feel very strong and stable, maybe the toe doesn't touch anywhere. But notice the majority of the time maintaining a stable core, stable foundation. One more. And pause. Resist the temptation to shake it out and disperse all of that energy or that prana. Build a container strong enough to hold it, knowing that it won't last for very long. Standing still on the inner edge of the left foot. Now take the right toes straight back and inhale to stretch the left arm up. Find a long line between the toe and the finger. The right hip is going to want to go back. So with the hand on the hip, encourage the hip to come forward. Any amount, which might be none at all, going to shift onto the left foot and let the right toes lift up. Any amount. So as the toes reach back, the heart reaches forward. And you're breathing. This is not for the jaw, so soften the jaw. And then come on out. And pause. Come to stand on the other side of your chair. So we already have established that we're not the same side to side. So when you come to the second side, you really want to take your time and build the pose from where you are, not where you were. So the chair is right there, and we're standing in the middle of this feet so that when that leg comes up, it can find the chair. Good, so find the inner edge of that left foot again. It's well known now. And then peel the right heel up. Watch that the hip doesn't go with you. And then as the knee goes up, the hip goes down. And then we take the knee out laterally and release the foot down. See what it would take to find those 90 degrees. So if there's tension here, you might walk the foot a little bit further forward. But if it's reasonable, have the heel in line with the arch of the standing leg. And then go down from the right buttock bone and extend from the pubic bone to the inner knee. And the hand is there to keep the knee stable. Don't collapse on the left hip. Stand strong on that left leg and release the arm. Turn the palm away as the arm sweeps up. So down in the standing leg, up through the fingers. Spin those right back ribs forward. And then as you exhale, lean to the right, any amount. Come in and out. And then sustain. Scoop the tail under. Spin the right back ribs forward. Lift the sternum. Gaze up. Lift your heart to the sky. Breathe. So we've worked these muscles, and now we want to stretch them. Good. Inhale, rise up, and exhale to release. Hands to the waist. As you're able, right, you're going to lift the heel. Maybe you need the hand. Lift the toes, flex the foot. Bring the knee into the midline and lower the foot down. Pause. So now you want to make sure that you know where the chair is with your right hand. Inhabit the inner edge of the right foot and take the left toes forward. So just the leg, just the toes. And then inhale that crescent moon back with a straight leg. And exhale, bring it forward. Trace a crescent with the toes on the earth. And minimal amount of shift on that stable axis. Maybe the toes only touch in the front and in the back. Maybe they touch the whole time. Either way, it doesn't matter. Maybe the toes don't touch at all. And with control, not momentum, you take that leg around. So with the hands on the waist, you can really feel the core muscles working here. This is not for the jaw, so soften your jaw. Very tempting to clench the jaw. Last one. Make it your optimum. And pause. Good. Don't shake it out. Sit with that energy. Watch as it builds, crests, and dissipates. Still standing on the inner edge of the right foot, take the left toes back and take the right arm up. Stand strong. Then any amount, take the weight onto the left leg and the right leg and let the left toes lift. Don't let the hip go back. The hand is encouraging the hip forward. Find the long line between the toe and the finger. So the higher the leg lifts, the more the torso has to come down. That long line to remain. Good. And then lower everything down. And pause. And come back to stand at the front of your chair so that you can feel the front of the chair at the backs of your legs. You know it's there. You're going to doubt it in a moment. Feet are hip distance apart. And inhale to take the arms up. Lift the toes. Take a deep breath in. Knees go forward. So the thighs are like free-flowing rivers of energy forward. Keep the toes lifted. Shift back toward the heels. Scoop the tail under. Draw the belly in and up. Sit down. Pause. Going down one more floor. Pause. Breathe. Scoop the tail under. Protect your back. So if there's any strain in the low back, just sit down. We're all coming. And then sit down quietly and release. Find a very comfortable, stable, supported shape. Deep breath, sigh it out. Turn the palms to face upward in a receiving gesture. Maybe a little tilting and tucking, any last movements before you come to your quiet resting pose. And when you're ready, allow the eyes to close. So the upper eyelid is simply resting on the lower eyelid. And then unhinge the jaw. Let the jaw be soft and feel the full volume and weight of the tongue resting in the low jaw as the inner walls of the throat cascade down to the chamber of the chest. Feeling a sense of buoyancy in the full heart and ascension in the crown. And as we sit here in our final resting pose, consider this poem by Danna Fogg titled Follow Truth. She writes, the Buddha did not know what his choice to be himself would roll through the pages of history like a rogue wave. All he did was sit beneath the Bodhi tree, intention fixed on awakening. And when the light flowed in, he offered it back as the fruit of all his practice. We each act without knowing how the ripples from our pond might touch another, what the consequences of our freedom might be, and where the choice to follow truth might lead. A deep breath in and sigh it out. And draw the hands together in prayer position in front of the heart, sliding the base of the thumbs to the base of the sternum. And as you inhale, lift the sternum from the bottom to the top. Drop the tail. Take another deep breath in, sigh it out. And if you care to, let that little smile come back to your face, lifting the corners of the mouth and eyes. Breathe in some smiling energy. And breathe out some smiling energy. Share that with the world. In reality, the brain doesn't know the difference between a fake smile and a real smile. It responds the same way by releasing endorphins, feel-good hormones, and suppressing cortisol, a stress hormone. So sometimes we have to fake it till we make it. So even if it's a fake smile, let it be. And then repeating after me, either in your silent or your out loud voice. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be free from outer and inner harm. May I be well in my body and in my mind. May I be calm and at ease. And we'll lend the sacred chant of Om to that intention. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out, and inhale to chant. Om. Hare Om. Shanti. Peace. Shalom. Salam. With deep gratitude and deep respect. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Thank you for your time and attention.